Hey everyone, it's Coach Matt over here at EliteThrowsCoaching.com, and in today's video I'm going to be taking you through a sample conjugate workout that you can do with your athletes. We're going to show you a little bit about how to create an advanced, intermediate, and a beginner conjugate workout, different testers that you can use, and really start to show you how these conjugate methods can be tweaked and adjusted to fit the athletes that you work with on any given day. So the first workout I'm going to show you is a sample max effort lower body workout that you can get done earlier in the week. Now, if you have any questions when you should be in the weight room, when you should be working out, you really want to make sure to go back and look at the previous videos, because it has been an ongoing kind of classroom session here showing you all the ins and outs. Today we're just looking at the sample. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to identify what you're going to use for your tester. In this case, we're dealing with a more advanced athlete, someone that's been with you for a couple of years. They're going to use a 1 rep max squat. BP means below parallel, okay? So a good quality below parallel squat. Then you're going to look at what are some of the typical weaknesses and corrections that we see with high school students. Well, the number one thing is just overall lower body strength. These are brand new beginner athletes. They've only been in the weight room for a couple of years at most, 2 to 3 years. They're not advanced lifters that have been working out in the weight room or in gyms for 10, 15, 20 years. So they just need good overall lower body strength. The other thing is that most of them are going to have poor form. Any good coach is going to be able to go into a high school weight room and at least show 2 or 3 corrections to even your best athlete to improve their form and technique. The other thing is using full range of motion. This is things like going all the way down to the chest on bench press, squatting below parallel on your squats. A lot of quarter squats going on in the high school weight room. We can't do that anymore. Because of poor form and poor range of motion, not going low enough, a lot of issues with your squat is going to be strength out of the bottom. When you do get below parallel, getting out of the hole. Then we have things like hamstring strength. You have a lot of quad dominant athletes that need to build up hamstring strength. Low back and core strength. Obviously, we sit down in our desks all day long at school. We are, typically not going to have good core strength or lower back strength. And the last one is lower body size. Maybe not so much with sprinters, jumpers, and throwers, but you are going to see, just like the guy you're looking at right now, the occasional really, really skinny lower body compared to the upper body, and they need to put on some size. So keeping all this in mind, you've got your tester that we know we have to increase to show that our athletes are getting stronger, and you've got some typical weaknesses and corrections for the high school athlete. Let's write out a conjugate max effort lower body day, this time for an advanced athlete, and show you how it all works, how we can start correcting this, but also how we can start to tweak and adjust it specifically for your athletes. All right, so when you are designing a good max effort day, the first thing that you need to do is look at your season, and I want you to see how long your season is. Typically, it's a 13-week season. In a 13-week season, what I'll do normally is find 5 max effort movements for the lower body and 5 max effort movements for the upper body, and I will cycle through those twice. So again, 5 exercises, 2 times each, that's 10 weeks. That's going to be the first 10 weeks of our season. The last 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how long your season is, that last 3 to 4 weeks is going to be where we really work on getting a peak recovery, resting to make sure we are at full strength for the championship meets at the end of the year. So what I've done here, I'm going to put up on the screen the 5 exercises that I like the best for high school throwers, well, for all high school athletes, but we're going to take a look at those 5, and every week we're going to put in a different exercise. For this week, we have a box squat below parallel. So bar on the back, squatting down to the box, and then standing up, and we're going to work up to a 3 rep max. Now, how many sets is that going to take? I don't know. Typically, you want to do it in about 5 to 6 sets. So if you know somebody in there, is working out, based on what they did during the off season, based on what they did during the preseason, maybe 300 pounds is a good number. Again, this is an advanced thrower. 300 pounds is a good number. Maybe we're going to try to work up to 300 pounds. You see he does that for a very easy set of 3, and maybe he's got another 15 to 20 pounds left in the tank. Put 315, 320 on his back, have him squat down for a 3 rep max. Maybe that looks a lot more difficult, and then cut him off right there. So we found a 3 rep max for that below parallel box squat. After your athletes, again, these are your more advanced athletes, after they find that 3 rep max, then they're going to do a drop set. Whatever that number was, say it was 300 pounds, they're going to take 75% of 300 pounds, and they are going to do 3 sets of 5 repetitions with that weight. So this is a drop down set. You don't necessarily have to do a drop down set, but I like to do them just so they can practice the movement some more. After that 3 sets of 5 drop down set, you're going to move on to a second accessory exercise, which is a split squat holding dumbbells. So a Bulgarian split squat, these are sometimes called, but we just call them split squats. One foot is behind you on the bench, and you're going to be doing essentially a lunge with your foot on the bench. You can look these up online, holding a dumbbell in each hand, 3 sets of 10 per leg. And then to finalize, to end the whole day, you're going to do some type of a pull. Again, we're going to work that upper back. So for your smaller, stronger, more explosive athletes, they might be able to get pull-ups. We're looking for something in that 6 to 8 rep range. So 3 sets of as many as they can do. Again, 6 to 8 around that range. If they can't do pull-ups, maybe we do a pull down. 3 sets of 10 pull downs where you can select the weight. Or TRX row. Somebody who is, maybe needs a little bit more cardio, a little bit more conditioning, a little bit more muscular endurance. Maybe someone who can't do a pull-up, can't fit in a pull-down machine. I've had a few of those guys in here as well, the big 6'5 plus people. Then a TRX row is going to work great, 3 sets of 15. And that's it. You're done for the day. That's your max effort lower body. It's going to focus on what your athletes need the most, focus on the weaknesses that we put up on the board, and all you're going to do every week is you're just going to switch up the main exercise. So it might be that below parallel box squat. It might be a pause squat. Again, the list was up on the screen. Go copy that list down, and you've got 5 of my favorite max effort movements. Then what you want to do is every 2 to 3 weeks, you want to switch this up. So maybe instead of doing split squats, the first week you're holding a 20-pound dumbbell in each hand. Second week, try to go a little bit heavier, 25 in each hand. Third week, a little bit heavier, 30 in each hand. Week 4, switch it up. Maybe do a walking lunge, okay? Maybe do a reverse lunge. Maybe do a step up. Just switch the movement a little bit. Instead of doing a drop set, the first week, maybe 3 sets of 5 at 75. Maybe then it becomes 4 sets of 4 at 80. Try to switch it up, try to move it around, try to push your athletes. As long as you're changing up the movements, pushing them, making them put in a lot of effort, again, max effort, then you know you're doing it right, okay? For your beginner athletes, we're going to put up a list of your beginner exercises that they can do. And for your intermediate athletes, you're essentially going to be doing the same as your advanced athletes, but the weight is going to be lighter and the repetitions are going to be higher so that they can practice the movement and get in more volume to put on more size. All right, so pretty simple stuff. We're going to erase this and show you very quickly. The same rules apply, but we're going to show you very quickly how the max effort upper body day looks. So just like your lower body day, your upper body day, you're going to find weaknesses with your athletes. Pushing off the chest, not getting full range of motion, putting on more size, general overall upper body strength. Very similar to what we see with the lower body day, you also see that in the upper body day as well. So you're going to be able to take a look at your athletes, find the weaknesses that they need to improve, and then help them out. I'm going to put up my 5 favorite upper body pressing max effort movements up on the screen. Copy these down. And again, just like your lower body day, you're going to get about 5 of those. Okay, you're going to do 5 the first 5 weeks. And then the second 5 weeks, so weeks 6 through 10, you're going to go back and try to break those records. Try to get stronger and use more weight than you did the first 5 weeks. Okay, so we're trying to break records. We're trying to get stronger. You also have to make sure you're writing all this stuff down. So a good sample max effort upper body day looks like this. You're going to do one of my favorite exercises for upper body strength, for pressing power, is going to be a pause press, and we're going to work up to a 3 rep max. So maybe you think that's 225 pounds. Your athlete lays down on the bench. They get 3 pause presses with 225. You think they got a little bit more in them, so you put 235, 240 on the bar. They barely squeak out 3, and then you call it a day. Then you move on to a drop set. Again, you can drop set, you can practice the movement more and get in more volume. So we're going to do 3 sets of 5 at 75%. Okay? Incline dumbbell presses come next. Incline dumbbell presses, 3 sets of 10. And then to finish things off, we're going to do some tricep work. Okay? Tricep press downs. If you have a lot of kids, you can do this with a band, 3 sets of 20. If you don't have a lot of kids and you have one of the cable stacks, you can use different handles, 3 sets of 10. Or for your advanced athletes, if you don't have bands, if you don't have the stacks, you can do some type of dumbbell extension, tape press, rolling dumbbell extensions, whatever you want to do, 3 sets of 15 using dumbbells. Okay? Just like upper body day, just like lower body day, your main movement switches every single week, and then you want to try to switch your accessory exercises every 3 weeks. So maybe it's a drop set, you do 4 sets of 4 at 80%, and then you do 5 sets of 3 at 85% on week 3. Incline dumbbell press, maybe you try to go up in weight every week. So maybe the first week is 3 sets of 10, second week is 3 sets of 10 trying to use a heavier dumbbell, third week is 3 sets of 8 with an even heavier dumbbell. Press downs, you can change the handle that you use, you can change the type of dumbbell extension that you use every couple weeks, you can try to increase the amount of the band or increase the amount of reps. So you want to be making changes to these exercises, not massive changes, and this goes for lower body day too, not massive changes, but just small changes every week to elicit some type of a response from your athletes' bodies. We want to get them stronger, we want to push them hard, we want to give them as much effort, put in as much effort as possible. And that's going to create more strength, more adaptations, get them stronger, get them used to heavier weight, and that's going to translate directly into the circle. So again, just like your lower body day, the upper body day follows suit. The beginner athletes are going to have beginner movements, things like push-ups and dumbbell presses. The intermediate athletes are going to have the same exercises as your advanced athletes, but it's going to be lighter weight, higher repetitions so that they get more practice and they get more volume to build more size. Pretty simple stuff. You probably are already thinking of beginner, intermediate, and advanced athletes that are going to be on your team this year. You can divide them up, give them their workouts, and they are good to go. You know it's going to be adjusted and tweaked, and you can just keep going from there. Again, it's a continuous process. We're not looking week to week. We're looking season to season and then year by year for those athletes who are younger that you know are going to be with you for the next couple of years. It's a great program. You can tweak and adjust the movements around everything if you're injured or the different events that you do. If you think there's a better maybe tricep extension for a javelin thrower than there is a discus thrower, you can figure that out and do that on your own. So it's highly customizable, highly tweakable. You can really get in some good work with this and make it really specific to your athletes. Thanks so much for checking out the video today. Make sure to go to EliteThrowsCoaching.com to check out the blog post that goes along with this video. And while you're there, cruise around the site, take a look at some of the products that we offer, the camps and clinics that we do, the online coaching that we do. We're really trying to come out with a lot of different ways to help a lot of throwers and coaches out there that need more info. So make sure to check us out, EliteThrowsCoaching.com.